Alrighty. It's whiteboard time again. Now, just for appearances, I'm just cleaning the whiteboard. That doesn't mean anything else. It just means I'm cleaning the whiteboard. Because if you may think that this is some type of anti-Semitism, it's not. I just need to clean the whiteboard so I can redraw what I'm going to say. And the idea that this would be a Jewish conspiracy would greatly underestimate the amount of participants in the conspiracy. It's not really a conspiracy. They built a digital world. Who built it? Well, my main point is the governments of the world built it. And how did they build it? Well, they built it with paperwork. And we're in hyperinflation. We're in Weimar level hyperinflation right now. The reason you don't have to go down the shop with a wheelbarrow load of paper notes, paper money, is because it's stored in a different type of paper. The inflation is in another type of paper. They sold you to back up their inflation, to their fictional inflationary concept. And this is how it happened. Government survives on tax, death and taxes. Now, I'm not saying that tax is a problem. I'm saying that when you build the entire system just purely for tax, it's a problem. And this is what they've done. When you claim that you're getting tax, you're receiving tax to improve society, and you turn it into a piggery, then you're massive criminals. And everyone attached to it is a massive fucking criminal. Because this is what happened. There is no difference to me to carrying a pocket full of gold coins, really, and living my life in it, because I don't really have a lot of desires for things. This is humanity. This is where humans begun. This is where we all start. We don't have a desire for things. The illusion that this is a housing crisis or that this is a cost of living crisis, they're all just catchphrases by this government that's sitting on top of this perpetual motion machine that they built, and they call it a government, but it's not. If an individual that had a big pile of gold right now, and these people exist, made coins, I'd use them right now. I'd start using them. I'd receive nothing else but them, and I would live quite happily next to this piggery. And I'd slowly but surely, like all these other activists, I'd probably try and film the piggery and make sure that it, that's where I'm going to be forever and ever and ever. It's not because I'm a gold bug or because I'm stuck in the past. It's because I don't want to live in a piggery. The demand for the digital currency did not come from merchants. It's not easy. It's harder. You have to pay fees. You have to organise with a bank. That sometimes like the payments don't go in. It's all ethereal. It lives in this fucking weird thing. You can't fucking do backstroke in a big pile of gold coins. It's all shit. The one thing it's not shit for is the government, because they have your ledger. Digital. A digital, accurate version of your ledger, so they can tell you whether you've been a naughty boy or a good boy and whether you're paying your tax. Now, I would have always paid my tax. That's why I can see this. So what they created was a rift where if you didn't want to pay your tax, you used cash. And then if you do want to be a good boy, you use your digital fucking thing. Now, that's what I was doing. And I didn't break one fucking tax law the whole time I was doing it. I had every intention of doing everything above board and by the book because I was building a business that I intended to sell. I was building a machine, quite like what they've built. It's just that their machine was far bigger, far more hungry, and far more automated and systematized. So when it realized that my machine I was building was putting stress on its machine, it just gobbled it up. All the things that I'd been keeping just in order to do the thing of paying the tax, they were all just vanished. I don't have a physical ledger. I don't have a pile of gold coins. I don't have a treasury. I don't have anything. I have nothing but a target on my head by the machine. Now the problem with this is it goes, the reason the demand for it was because in the past there was the king, and then there was big merchants or big companies, and there might be like 6 of them. And then everyone else would work for them, or they'd work for themselves. And the people that worked for themselves just kind of like, they were farmers and they were whatever, and they'd supply to these things. But these entities now encompass every single thing on earth. And the only product they really produce is government. They are making government, not the other way around. The demand every time you use that digital system. See, it's always the thing, cash is king. I'll use cash thing like that's the weird thing. No, this is the weird thing. I've shown you an example this morning, and I've got a lot more, about symptoms that are occurring because of this structure that was built over the top of our structure that was made to deal with physical currency and physical assets. The problem with this is it's isolated from inflation. It protects itself from inflation so that you can't see it directly, so that you don't need a wheelbarrow of cash. You just do the maths of what happened when your gold digging mum stole the property off your father and stole your children, and 2 mentally ill people were paid by the government in order to raise you neglectfully, and then you run away when you're 15 only to have to go back and save your mum, who you didn't know was in this system, and you didn't know this system existed because you were trained by a node of this system. And then you get kicked off the family property for trying to build a rock wall, which is what convicts did when they came here in chains. That shows me the hyperinflation. That's hyperinflation if ever I've fucking seen it. Provably, firmly, 100 million %. And the problem is that my father, when he died, had a will, and it went to an estate, and there's a little treasury there that's sitting there as an asset. And if this system here, if this robot comes to try and touch this treasury, or perhaps already has attempted to, which it has, then every single person on earth that has assets is going to shut it the fuck down. Because that is the precedent that they were not meant to think. As long as they hadn't have done that, as long as their system was aware enough to not do that one thing, they could have gone on for probably 1,000 years. All they had to do was not attack an individual business owner with an asset held in an untouchable entity that knows how to do maths and knows how to do videos in this world. The fact that this machine has come after that makes the value of that machine go down, I would say, 10,000 times. So imagine what if you're plugged into the government, right, on this split, because this is what's happening. We're splitting. We're going, see ya, bye-bye. We're the physical world, you're a video game. You bought skins and V-Bucks, and we didn't. We volunteered our time to expose what you were doing, and now this system has a negative 10,000 times handicap on it. Which means if you were in that system and you don't have any assets, you're now 10,000 times less wealthy. There's your wheelbarrow, and there's your big pile of cash. I will not do any business with anyone in the digital economy ever again. Ever. And I have the experience and the knowledge to say that as an expert. Remember the experts that came and told you about COVID? Well, it turns out that the only person that would be an expert in this is somebody who was building a distributed business from top to bottom, complete, from supply chain to support to customer to marketing, the whole thing for like, say, a 10-year period, and then happened to just observe all of this voluntarily and was like pretty clever. That then when you try and steal that person's estate, you get in a weird position. Because this is what it always was doing. It's the same as steel and energy. I'm in Australia. It's really hot here. I don't need steel, and I don't need your coal, and I don't need your electricity. The only thing, in fact, I actually need electricity for is to charge my phone. And also, I can make my own electricity pretty efficiently, even without these fucking Chinese batteries and solar panels. I can use a diesel engine and a generator, or a gasifier, or 1,000 other ways, a stream, get a fucking treadmill and a bike, and I'll probably make enough power to charge me little phone up so I can send messages back into the matrix. We are in this. I am Neo. That's why I keep showing you a picture of a sign that has one on it with a Cheshire cat. I didn't think it was that difficult to grasp. I'm talking to you via a phone. That's how he enters, via the phone. I'm showing you that you live in a digital computer game world. It's just that you think it's going the other way. And that's because millions of now 10,000 times less valuable money is spent to tell you that. And that's going to spiral. Because I just said that phrase, 10,000 times less, millions of dollars of billions, let's say billions. At least billions, multiple billions of now 10,000 times less valuable V-Bucks have been spent to make you believe that I'm wrong. And I'm still right. You know what I mean? I could push a shopping trolley up to Roger Cook's office filled with cans, and I'd still be right. And I'd have some money, because as soon as I got those credits, I would convert them into something that wasn't those credits. Right now, I do it as quickly as I possibly could. I'd be like, holy shit. Lucky that 10,000 times. Lucky I'm not exposed to that 10,000 time loss. And you're all thinking, he's trying to steal our money. He's trying to steal our money. It's like, no, because all of you are spending all of your money just as quickly as you get it. So you're not even exposed to it at all. You will be if you stay in there. You see? So you have to break it, or you just have to stop working. There's no point just to keep working. It's so ridiculous, it's not even funny. It's just that you all keep working. It's fucking weird. It's if you think every Australian, or a lot of them, they're quite happy to go to Bali and deal with the arbitrage. They just didn't think that they were helping build a little Taiwan here where they live in the 10,000 times lower economy. Why would you live in a 10,000 times lower economy when you can just pile some rocks on each other and build a fucking house? Because millions or trillions and trillions of now 10,000 times less valuable V-Buck credits were spent to make you think that that was a good idea. It's called marketing. So who just won the election? Well, Labor apparently won the election. They're now in charge of that system that they built. And like always, the defence of everyone else is in the hands of the defence force. The combined defence force of the Commonwealth, because we're protecting the assets that everyone else owns. So if you have a problem, you need to go and talk to the head Wizard of Oz, Anthony Albanese. You need to be like, oi, why is that guy just fucking wheeling cans up to Roger Cook's office and I'm sitting here with 10,000 times less value? And that's because that's just the way it is. You're always going to extrapolate to these absurd conditions if you own the whole thing. In fact, I mean, even the gold economy is the same. You know what I mean? You ever notice like these things always revolve around gold? It's like someone had tons of gold and they made that the thing. Then they just enslaved everyone. It never starts as always starts like, oh, everyone had gold and they were finding it. It's like, no. Some location on Earth had a high concentration of gold. They made them into coins and art and all types of things. Maybe it was Egypt. I think maybe it was Egypt. Maybe there was a really convenient gold extraction process in Egypt that led to this phenomenon of gold, and then it got distributed all around the world because Egypt held the thing of it being gold, but they just had tons of gold, and that's kind of okay because it was real. If you can't, there is no Egypt in this model, and this is the thing. There's no Egypt. There's no place that's sitting there on top of all that gold money going like, yeah, look at all our art. And look at it. It's like, no, it's all evenly distributed and it's fucking broken. It's really, really, really broken. The only reason it hasn't been broken before is because all the people holding the gold were just making tons of money. It made sense to just keep gold prices low. If you were digging gold up and you could store it, you just keep it low so no one notices, and then you just stockpile gold. You just keep stockpiling it. You're like, this thing's going to run out of smoke soon. When's Shannon going to cut that fucking string and let that fucking hot air balloon go? Oh, I reckon he'll do it on that full moon in, what are we in? April? May? We're in May. April, May, June. Yeah, we're in May. Sometime in June, he's going to cut that string and the fucking thing's just going to float off and become airborne like a Zeppelin. So the Zeppelin is flying. It's filled with all the hot air of this fucking nonsense. And it's got Kanye West cranking, and there's a big fucking one of these on the side of it. Hang on, no. Big one of these on the side of that fucking Zeppelin with Kanye playing. And yous are all just completely fucked. Because we've all got bows and arrows and we're going to shoot that fucking thing down. And as soon as it hits the ground, it's going to be like, ding, 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 ding. In the days of our youth, we were told what it means to be a man. And now I reach that age, I try to do all the things the best I can. And no matter how I try, I find my way to the same old jam. Times, bad times, you know I've had my share. When a woman left home with a brown-eyed man, but I still don't seem to care. Boom, 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 boom. Like that. And that's why you don't fuck with the English, no matter. In any circumstances, don't fuck with the English, because we're very clever and we'll take our time and we'll bloody make sure that you all expose yourselves in a giant hot air inflated balloon with hot air, and we'll pop the bloody thing with our little